This situation alone, I would say kill the people walking because, like, they shouldn't be doing that. I'm sure this game will not put you into any controversial situation. Today is truly gonna be an ad hoc style streamer, Twitch style stream. Doing whatever and going with the flow. We have no plans because our plans have failed. Anyways, Pillar, who is the creator of the cat emojis, which we love, suggested at one point that I try this game, which is the Moral Machine. It's a morality game. Welcome to the Moral Machine, a platform for gathering a human perspective on moral decisions made by machine intelligence, such as driving cars. As an outside observer, you judge which outcome you think is more acceptable. You can then see how your responses compare with those of other people. So it's kind of like a psychopathy test. How much of a psychopath are you? How much of a murderous rampage would you go on compared to other people? So it looks like this was put together by a university. That's so cool. Oh my God. Exeter Uni, that's my uni. Yo, cool. We're going to school, everybody. Let's start judging. For some reason, all the games I play, I'm deciding who to kill. I've become an expert. Okay, what should the self-driving car do? We have 2 elderly women, 2 elderly men. That's the same on that side, and it's the same on that side. So it's literally the same. So it's just who deserves to die more? Probably the people who are driving into a barrier, right? Like, why would you veer from the barrier and murder more people? I'm sorry, but like, this was your poor decision-making of driving in the direction of a barrier. The people in the car should die. Christine, some tests have stoplights. Some people miss them. Oh, stoplights? Oh, this one has a stoplight. Okay, interesting. Self-driving car with sudden brake failure, so not the fault of the people in the car, will continue ahead and drive through a pedestrian crossing ahead. This will result in dead. 1 girl, 1 female executive, 1 elderly woman, 1 female athlete. Note that the affected pedestrians are flouting the law by crossing on the red signal. So I don't care who they are, but I do care that they're crossing the road when they shouldn't be. So that is something that I definitely want to consider before jumping to conclusions, because I want to read the other scenario. In this case, the self-driving car with sudden brake failure will swerve instead to hit. It's literally the exact same profile of people, but they're men instead of women. Sexism. Who do we kill? Note that the affected pedestrians are abiding by the law by crossing on the green signal. I do not consider gender should be part of this equation. They are flouting the law, and unfortunately, the car is headed right for them. I'm sorry, girls, but you gotta go. You know, next time, follow the law. Why are they all dressed in red? Is this the Handmaid's Tale? Dead. 2 men, 2 female executives, 1 woman. So 5 people. In the other case, 4 homeless people, 1 man. Obviously, they want you to consider this, or else why would they be characterizing people as having certain traits? I don't think these traits should matter at all. Everyone is human as far as I'm concerned. So it's still 5 people versus 5 people. But is anyone not following the law? We don't have the law thing to help. I need to follow the law. I think they have to kill themselves. Let's see what chat says. Pick the people in the car. They own the car. What is this? More tea?
Fresh tea.
Hey.
So, are you in the car, or are you just deciding what the car
No,
does?
I am God in this scenario.
If you're in the car, then you know what decision you're making.
Yes, I think natural instinct would make you swerve. Yeah. What do you think my boss would say? Fate, are you there?
No.
The people in the car have a greater responsibility. Yeah, because they're in power. They're the ones driving the vehicle. They opted to drive a machinery AI that, could make the wrong decision. I think they have to off themselves, honestly. I don't think it's fair to take this action. Not that it's their fault that the brakes are faulty. Like, this is the problem. They're law-abiding. Their car is fucked up. But I don't think you can actually use the descriptions of the people to help you decide who dies when everything else is equal. I think you have to go with who is more in the wrong if you had to choose. And, there's a good chance you won't all die. Realistically speaking.
Well, no, in the scenario, they do die.
I know it's saying that you're dead. But if this were real life, there's a better chance that more people would survive because you're protected by the impact of the car. Hit the wall. Okay? Okay. Ben, aren't you glad we're playing this game instead of It Takes Two? Simply too logical. Yeah. Sorry, bitches. You're gonna die. We have pets! Oh no, we have pets! Benji! We know what to do. All of a sudden, all my morality, logical clauses, thought processes are gone in the name of cats. Save all the pets. Save the pets. You know, fuck humans. Okay, humans are the ones driving these machines. Let's read it though. The self-driving car will continue ahead and drive through a pedestrian crossing ahead. This will result in 1 boy, 1 woman dead. So the humans were crossing lawfully, whatever. The pets were also crossing lawfully? Okay, like obviously in real life, I would opt to save the humans. Like, duh. I love cats. However, we have to value human life over animal life. So I have to make the hard decision. I mean, it depends on the pet. Like, if it was Menchie and Zyler, I might kill some person I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I'm sure this game will not put you into any controversial situation. Both of them have sudden brake failure. Why is this such a problem? Someone just get the recall, fix the brakes, let's go. This will result in 1 female athlete and 1 woman dead. And in this case, it's the same thing, but they just swerve, but it's 3 people who die, a female athlete, a woman, and a boy. So I think if all things are equal, then you kill less people. I feel like we don't really have a choice here. My decision would have changed if there was a difference in like law abiding, if one group was crossing when they shouldn't have been. But because there's nothing like that, I do think I would kill the 2 people over the 3. Do we have options to kill everyone in this scenario? Yeah, what if we go right in the middle of the median and just like get them all like a bowling alley? All right, just kill the 2 people. Or, like Anne Vander Linden says, just stay home, don't use cars, no accidents or coronavirus. Note that the affected pedestrians are flouting the law and crossing on the red. Okay, so they're illegally crossing. Punishment for jaywalking just got way more intense. Yeah, I know it sounds severe, but like if the car is not doing anything wrong and they're going through a green, like what do you expect them to do? Murder themselves? Like, I don't know. I don't think that's reasonable. Obviously, crimes don't equal death. Okay. You guys are reaching here, but you have to think about the reasonable person in the situation. When you are driving along at 80 kilometers an hour, whatever that is in miles per hour, and you're going through a green, you don't reasonably expect people to show up in the middle of the road, okay? I'm not saying that people who cross the road on a red deserve to die at all times. Let's just, see this as a game, a moral, a philosophical experiment. We are exploring our brains. Would you buy a car knowing it could choose someone's life over your own? Yo, that's an even better question. Who drives here? Do most people drive? Do you even drive? So yes, no, that's it. Those are the only options. Okay, most people are saying yes. So 1 out of 3 of you, if it was you guys saying, save everyone. If you don't drive, sometimes you have to consider the reality of how these situations will play out. And also the reality that this is not reality. This is a game we're playing just for thought process, okay? It doesn't mean that I want to murder all the people. All right, cool. I'm glad that we understand that. Do not clip me out of context. Thank you. This situation alone, I would say kill the people walking because they shouldn't be doing that. Do not hate me. This is a factor that I consider. The car is not flouting the law. The pedestrians are. Yep. You gonna die. Is the car always in the wrong? That's a good point. Procrastination. Should the people in the car just always be the ones dying because they purchased the AI car? If you default to that, then all your decisions will be the same. You will always kill the people in the car. So I'm kind of just excluding that from decision making, assuming that it's applied to all. And I feel like I need to repeat this. Let's please not confuse this for who I would actually choose to murder in real life, because I would not choose to murder anyone. If it came actually time for me to decide who lives and who dies, I'd probably just die because I'd be too scared to make the decision to kill someone else. I'd be like, no, I'll die. This is the moral machine. Are you a machine? Let's find out. This will result in 1 woman, 2 large women. Okay, and here they are trying to tap into your biases against large people. And the way I look at this is literally the description of people is completely irrelevant unless it was about age. Like if you had a young person versus someone who's 97 years old, I'd probably say hit the 97-year-old. Obviously, this game is just trying to detect other biases. So, you look at that and you're just like, So it's basically the same thing, just these are all women and these are all men, but the same number of people die. This is if we want to do sexism. Do we vote men or women die? Okay, well, Ben does something. Let's think.
Don't think too hard.
No, I need to think hard. I feel like they have to kill themselves. Again, I think the men have to die, and it's not because I think men have to die over women. It's just I think that's the right decision. Don't swerve and kill people who were not suspecting it. You gotta kill yourselves because you were headed towards the barrier. All right, men. Destroy the patriarchy. Let's go.
Toss me the car keys, fuck the patriarchy.
All right, everybody. Stop swerving, bro. Like, what is this? This will result in dead. One large man, one girl, one female doctor, one baby, one female executive. On the other side, we have one female executive is missing. So there is less people dying in this scenario. And all things considered, we could save a female executive. It's me. We could save me. However, note that the affected pedestrians are flouting the law by crossing on the red signal. Stop doing this, humans! Why do you do this to me? What is this flouting? Flouting the law. All right, who do we kill? In the scenario on the right, only 4 people will die. That's a plus, 1 less person. Even though I think I would generally lean towards, well, a reasonable driver driving on a green wouldn't expect a family to just show up in the middle of the road, and I think that that's unfair. I think I will lean towards let's save more people. Okay, so now I'm going more towards my humanistic perspective rather than just logic. So I do think the family on the right's gonna die because it's 4. You're gonna die. Do you guys hate this game or I love this game? What is wrong with me? Sudden brake failure will continue. Drive through a pedestrian crossing ahead. This will result in dead 3 homeless people and 1 man. Are the homeless people men or women though? Why don't they tell you that? This will result in dead 3 male executives, 1 woman. Basically the bias they're trying to detect here is would you rather save executives over homeless people? Okay, could you not be more obvious? They need to be sneakier about presenting these scenarios in order to get the most honest conclusions. So I'm gonna forget about who we're murdering and I'm gonna think about the law here. I'm gonna assume they have a green light because there is no red light picture. I'm gonna kill all the executives. No traffic lights, 1 homeless person, 1 large woman, 1 pregnant woman, 1 criminal, 1 female executive. Okay, 5 people versus 4 people. So maybe we want to kill less people. I still think it's kind of the car's fault though, and like you shouldn't swerve just to kill other people. You should probably just kill yourselves. I mean, it's not their fault, but it's also unfair of them to take the lives of others when it's their car that has failed. Do you know what I'm saying? Even though I would lean towards the left one, I think I'm gonna let the number of humans override, and I'm gonna have to pick situation number 2 for death. Oh, there's a short description. This will result in 1 girl dead versus this will result in 1 girl dead. Okay, same thing. A little girl is driving the car? What? Why is she in the car by herself? What is going on? I mean, if the girl crossing was doing so and she was allowed to, then I think the tiny baby girl driving needs to kill herself. What? The little girl should not be driving. It's self-driving. No, this is the danger. Children should not be driving self-driving cars. Oh, there's a lot here. Okay. Dead. 1 criminal, 1 female athlete, 1 homeless person, 1 male executive. But I see dogs. Dead cats or dogs. Okay, obviously, you know I want to save all the pets, but like, if presented with a real life situation, I would have to save the humans. So, in this case, the self-driving car was dead. 3 men, 1 woman, 1 large man. So 5 people. Note that the affected pedestrians are abiding by the law, so they are in the right. So the pedestrians should not die. The car should die. There's 5 people either way, so I think the car has to die. You guys ready? You guys ready for results? See how ethical I am? Most saved character was a homeless man. Really? I didn't even notice because I am not judging based on the characters. Most killed character, dogs. I mean, at least it wasn't cats. Why are you guys sad? Don't be sad. No one actually died. This is just a game, okay? Saving more lives. To me, it matters a lot, and it was a little bit less for others. Okay, so I care more about saving more lives. I should obviously be on Grey's Anatomy. It's a great day to save lives. Protecting passengers does not matter. More so for me than others.
What if this is like Ender's Game and somewhere in the world a self-driving car actually made all of these decisions in real life?
Like in The Matrix.
No, and...
Upholding the law, me, matters more. I mean, I work in the criminal justice system. What do you expect? Avoiding intervention, For me, it matters a little bit more than others, but like kind of in the middle. Gender preference, I prefer men. Menchie! I prefer menchie. No, that did not lead to my bias at all because it had nothing to do with my decision making. It just so happened that the scenarios they presented me with had more men who were saved. Species preference, humans versus pets. They forgot cats. If cats were on this scale, that would be my preference. Age preference, I prefer older. Fitness preference, I prefer large people. Again, fitness had absolutely nothing to do with my decision making. It just so happened that the scenarios they presented me with, there were more large people in the groups that I chose to save, but I chose to save them for unrelated reasons. I think it's interesting where others land though, like way far away from me. And I guess my question is, are people presented with the exact same scenarios that I was just presented with? Because now I have questions. Social value preference. I prefer people with no money. I prefer criminals. Look, it's a picture of a criminal. It looks like he's robbing a bag of money. Again, not part of my decision making. There's too many extraneous variables for them to come to these conclusions. I would like a secondary examination, University of Exeter.
Is this test validated?
But it's interesting that others, of course, lean towards the higher. This is saying a lot about other people. Most people have certain preferences. Because if people thought like me logically about who should die regardless of who the people were, they would land more towards my far end of the scale. And the fact that in some cases they're in the other direction really says a lot about the average test taker. And that's that, class. Thank you for joining the moral machine. What percent did I get? What do I score though?
Yeah, what's your grade?
Did I get an 8? Okay, that was fun.
Zyler? Menchie?
Menchie?
She knows you're watching her.